What is going on, guys? It's your boy Advocate, and today I'm going to teach you all how to build muscle. If you're a beginner, if you're fat, if you're skinny fat, I got you, man. Now, some things to keep in mind: I'm not a certified personal trainer. Okay, I haven't even got my dream physique yet, but I have built some muscle mass. I have built some strength, and I've been helping my friend lose weight and build muscle, and he's satisfied with my service. He's satisfied with me helping him, and just for proof that I'm not bullcrapping you guys, here is the proof and message right here. Okay, so I know what I am doing, and I feel like I can help you guys build some muscle and achieve the dream physique that you want. So this video is going to be divided into three chapters: three principles of building muscle, training split for um, if you go to the gym, and training split if you can't access gym or you want to work out at home, slash do calisthenics or whatever. So let's get started. So the first three principles building muscle is training it, recovering it, and progressively overloading. So when you train a muscle, you want to train it to failure and train it in a certain amount of sets and reps, and train it like 2, 3 times per week. Um, and train it to failure, obviously. And people ask, if how much volume is too much volume. Honestly, if you just hit a muscle 6 sets per week, like if you do like a bicep curl for 3 sets, and then another bicep curl for 3 sets, like another variation, then that's 6 sets. And if you train it to failure, then you uh, have you have trained the muscle. You might be wondering what. So basically, a set is just it just contains the amount of reps you did in an exercise, and reps just is the repetitions you did on an exercise. So like I did 5 reps on a bicep curl. I just did 5 reps, and sets contain those reps. So 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps is a good example. And so when you train the muscle to failure with good form and controlling the negative, which let me show you how you control the negative. So say the bicep curl, right? This part is a negative because that's the opposite of what you're doing. Like this is like the concentric, like the positive, and then you go down controlling the negative. You want to do that almost every exercise and just overall have good form. Uh, and make sure you're not slacking or like ego lifting, and you'll train the muscles properly. And when you train the muscles properly, the muscles start to like break down, and that's where we get to recovering it. Because when you recover it, that's how the muscle grows. So in recovering, you want to focus on two things: sleep, sleep, and nutrition. Now with nutrition, that's a tricky one that I think a lot of you will struggle on, because I've struggled on it before. So what you really want to focus on is cutting out processed foods and essentially um, focusing on high quality, whole foods, nutrient dense foods, single ingredient based foods like chicken, rice, meat, beef, um, that's the same thing, dairy. Focusing on that instead of processed foods that are like store bought, cheap, and like McDonald's and junk food. But I mean, I know that's obvious, but it is really important to really keep in mind on your diet, because if your diet is trash, all that training and hard work is just going to go to waste. That's why it's really important to put on diet. People say diet's 80% of in building muscle, even though it's probably like 50, 60% in my opinion. But um, you want to aim for zero point 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, so you can build a muscle in your diet and focus on healthy sources of protein, carbs, and fats. And if you're trying to bulk up, you want to emphasize some carbs, so that way you won't feel full and be able to eat more. If you're on a cut, focus on protein so you'll feel full, um, maintain or build muscle as you lose weight, and that's pretty much it. And if you want to know how much calories and you need to consume or for maintenance and what you need to bulk up, there's a link in the description called the TDE calculator. Basically, what you want to do is you want to fill out the form and and read what it says. It'll tell you that you have to eat this amount of calories to maintain, and you'll scroll on the bottom, and it'll show you how much calories you need to consume to essentially bulk or lose weight, and if you're trying to lose weight, then you'd want to eat 300 to 500 calories below that, ideally 300, since you can maintain muscle mass and strength. And if you're trying to bulk up, you would want to eat 300 to 500 calories of that, so you can be able to bulk up and gain some muscle and strength. Right? Diet's like really important, guys. Like I'm trying to emphasize it, and make sure you do all that. And the other thing I want to talk about is sleep. Sleep is also important because, like I said with diet, like if your sleep is trash, bro, all those gains are a waste. All that training at the gym is a waste of time. Genuinely, like you want to aim for 8 to 10 hours of sleep. It'll really vary from person to person. But if you're a teenager like me who still has room to grow, um, I would say get to 8 to 10, because they say as a teenager you really need to get lots of sleep. And if you're especially into weightlifting, you definitely need to get lots of sleep. So 8 to 10 for teens. If you're like 18 above, it'll really depend. Like ideally, 7 to 8 hours should be the sweet spot. Some people can get away with 6. Some people are better at 9. You really have to figure that out on your own. Like get some like sleep tracker app and like see how you feel each day. If you sleep at 7 hours and you feel like dog water, try sleeping for like 8 hours. If you sleep at 8 hours, you feel like dog water. Sleep at 9. You get the point, right? You generally want to have a good amount of sleep every night, so you can because that's when your body literally like repairs the muscles to make them bigger and stronger, like in diet and like sleep. That's why that's important when it comes to building muscle. And the third principle is progressive overload. Now, progressive overload is self-explanatory. Self-explanatory, essentially. You're just essentially um, increasing the weights and or reps over time, so your muscles can adapt. Because if you're just doing the same training, like if you're just doing the same reps on a bicep curl, your muscle's not gonna grow. For a muscle to grow, it needs to um, it needs to face change. It needs to face like a new shock. Like when you add weights and reps, it'll get like a shock, and then it'll have to adapt to be able to adjust to those weights and reps. So an example of progressive overload is, say you're doing bicep curls, right? You could do 10 to 12 reps with like 20 pounds, right? You After like 2 to 3 weeks, you think you're ready. It's starting to get a little light, and you want to increase it. There's two ways you can increase it. You could either do thir 15 reps, or you can increase the weight to like 25, 30 pounds, depending on how confident you feel. You could try 30 pounds, but if that doesn't work, try 25. But ideally, you want to make sure you're progressively overloading, especially as a beginner with your newbie gains. You're gonna make progressive overload if you focus on your diet and your sleep, and have a good training split. So that's why it's important to focus on compound lifts: squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press, dips, push-ups, pull-ups, but yeah, compound lifts are definitely an essential when it comes to building muscle. And as for the training split in for if you're going to the gym, people would say, do a push pull leg split, do a full body split. Ideally, it doesn't really matter what split you use. I'm gonna be honest, because like the friend I talked about, he's doing a bro split. When people would say he should do a full body split, but he's making progress at the same time with the bro split. Like we're progressively overloading, where he's getting stronger, he's getting some mass. I can kind of see it, right? And but you can experiment and see which one suits you. There's a lot of splits out there, and I can understand if you get overwhelmed, but I guess do a push pull legs, because I mean it doesn't really matter. But if you were to do a push pull legs, um, I can't. I'm not gonna go into like details on the splits per se, because here's a split for weightlifting and for those who are training at home. Keep in mind, the one training at home might not be the best, but if you want any modifications, be sure you DM me on Discord. And make sure, if you're doing like a 3 day split, make sure you can like spread it out. So like I said, you need to recover. Like you don't have to do those consecutively, like back to back. You can like do push, 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 rest, pull, rest, and legs. Um, just rest for the remaining days. And I wouldn't, if you're gonna do a training split, I would recommend maximizing it, just doing a 5 day split max, and not going above 5 days, and not going below 3 days, because 2 days isn't really enough to hit your muscles. I mean, you can get away with it, but it's ideal to do a 3 day split, and 6 to 7 day splits will prevent, uh, will it will really hinder your recovery. So that's why I would recommend a 3 to 5 day split. There's lots of splits out there. It really depends, but just know that whatever split you do, if you structure it right, and you're consistent with it, then you can make progress. And that's another thing. That's another thing you all need to know. Consistency. Whatever I have told you, it does not matter if you are not consistent. You have to be consistent. That is the point of this. This is supposed to teach you about consistency. Consistency, consistency, consistency. I cannot stress that enough. If you want to build muscle and strength, you have to be consistent. You have to, bro. You have to. It's taken me a year to build the physique I love, bro. It's taken me a year. It could, like, I don't know, like, if I just need to be more and more consistent, and then I'm gonna get the physique I like. You need to be consistent with your diet. There's gonna be days where you don't feel like it, you don't want to train, but you have to go, bro. You have to do it. That's like really important. Um, but overall, if oh yeah, sorry. Uh, and finally, I want to talk about the calisthenics. Or if, for those who can't access gym, want to work out at home. Ideally, you want to focus on bodyweight exercises like push-ups, which hit your chest, shoulders, and triceps. Uh, dips, which hit the same muscles, but it's a harder version. You can do table dips if you want to, if it's for easy variation. Rows to hit your back, squats to hit your legs. There's other squat variations like sister squats, Cossack squats, um, and and if you have a pull-up bar, do pull-ups. But yeah, I'm not gonna go. This video is way too long for a muscle building video, honestly. I'm just gonna stop right here. But overall, I would. But overall, make sure you follow the principles. Train the muscle properly with good form, intensity. I know I said to go to failure, but technically on the last set, you can only do fail. You don't have to do failure on every set. You can do it on the last set of every exercise. Make sure you're hitting your muscles efficiently with compound lifts, and make sure you're recovering properly. If you're skinny, bulk up. If you're fat, lose weight. Oh yeah, skinny fat's a weird one. But if you look like this as skinny fat, then I would say go on a slight bulk and just lift weights, because skinny fat by definition means lack of muscle. So to put on muscle, it would be to go on a surplus. But if you're like fat, and if you feel like you're more fat than skinny, like you don't look like that, and you feel like you resemble more of like an overweight person, then I would stick to a deficit, focusing on a high protein diet, zero point 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. To calculate that, um, I would multiply your body weight by zero point 0.8, and that's how much protein you should be getting every day. So, and sleep, focus on diet, have a good training split, and be consistent. That's all you need, and you will build muscle. If you want more videos on this, if you have any questions, go to the link in the description below. DM me on Discord. Don't spam, but if you just like, if you just come up to, give me a message saying, "Hey, average, I loved your vid. I just had a question on X. Could you help me?" I'll be more than down to help you. Um, but yeah, guys, I hope you got some value out of this video, and let me know if you want more videos like this. This one was a little bit too long, I'm not gonna lie, but I'll try and make the videos shorter in the future, because I feel like I could have shortened this a lot. Uh, but yeah, guys, I'll see you later. Take care. Average kid out. Hello. So I just wanted to clarify, right? Like my training, like you're satisfied with it, right? Like I'm just asking, right? Like you are. All right, all right, all right.
All right, I'll stop. I'll stop. I'll stop asking. Last time. Last time. I promise. I promise.